Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to the Infinite Cup Podcast. I am your host, Robert Breton. Now, today I have Lena for you. She shares her amazing law of attraction success story. We go into affirmations, meditation, visualization, how to really get the most out of the law of attraction, how to really manifest what you want in life. Okay, she's 20 years old. She's so young, so incredible to just be on this path of spirituality already. So you can learn so much from her. She's on TikTok. She's got quite a following there. I've been following her for a while myself. Really good videos. Make sure you follow her on TikTok. Make sure you give her some love over there. Thank you all for being here. First of all, just want to send my gratitude out to you for just hitting the button to be here watching this video or listening wherever you're downloading music. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for using the discount codes at theinfinitecup.com. Thank you for supporting the show. Everybody, seriously, I love each and every one of you, all right? Thank you again. So, without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Here is Lena and I having a great conversation about the law of attraction. Welcome, Lena. Thank you for taking the time to be here again. I just wanted to talk all things the law of attraction with you. And I've been following you on TikTok. We had a little collaboration on the full moon meditation. That was really fun. And I just wanted to bring you on the show and talk about the law of attraction and demystify a lot of the things. I know a lot of people, hear about the law of attraction and they might have some idea of what it is. But I really wanted to have you on because it seems like you've transitioned from that idea and brought it into a practice into your daily life. So can you just kind of give people an introduction about how you got started with that and everything that the law of attraction is doing for you in your life?
Yeah, so actually it happened pretty recently when I had just turned 20. Like as soon as I turned 20, I went through a little heartbreak and kind of went through my spiritual awakening. I felt like my whole life was over. I was sad every day. I didn't know what was going on. Like I kind of lost myself. I was in bed every day, and then all of a sudden, I actually met this psychic, and she got me into meditation. And I started meditating, doing guided meditations, and then I saw a video, like a suggested video about the law of attraction, which was Jake Ducey, if you know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I started watching his videos, and then he just got me, I just instantly got into it. I started scripting every day. I started meditating every day, and it changed my whole life. And I went from such a depressed state for years to happy, and I found myself, and I had so much more faith, and I increased my income. I was doing better in school. I'm in college right now, and I met a lot of new people, and I met my boyfriend now. So yeah, it changed my life, and now I'm on TikTok. So I remember writing every single day, I'm influencing thousands of people every day on social media. I didn't know how or when or why it would happen. I just knew it was going to happen, and then it happened.
Awesome. Cool. So cool. It's so inspiring. So scripting sounds like you used, and let's just talk about affirmations a little bit too. So for people that don't know what affirmations are, or they've never even heard the word, kind of give them, a breakdown of what that is.
Yeah, so affirmations are basically reprogramming your subconscious mind, because a lot of people's subconscious minds are programmed to believe they're not good enough, or that, they don't have money. If you say every single day that you're broke and you don't have money and you're stressed about money, that's what you're going to attract. That's your affirmation that you're saying every single day. But if you start saying I love money, I don't stress about money,
You're good.
my bank account is overflowing with money, stuff like that, that is what you're going to attract. So little things like saying it in your head every single day, saying it in the mirror is really powerful. Will just reprogram your subconscious mind, and then that's what you're going to attract into your life. And it'll help you build confidence, self-love. It'll help you attract things that you desire, and so much.
Awesome. Yeah, I completely agree. I use affirmations on a daily basis, and it's really important to create your own practice into changing your life and creating the life that you want. So I think a lot of people are just under the impression that life just sort of happens, and they don't have any control over it. And it's like, poor me. And, you have to really take action. That's what this comes down to. And the scripting, the affirmations, journaling, there's so many things that we could do on a daily basis in order to kind of rewrite that subconscious mind and create the life that we want to live.
Even just as little as like starting off your day with saying what you're grateful for and saying today is going to be a good day will change everything. Like in the movie, I don't know if you've watched the movie The Secret, but I
Yeah.
remember them talking about like if you like stub your toe in the morning and you're just like, today's like such a bad day, and then you start like I don't know, you like are in a red light for a while, you're late for work, like all this stuff, and you're just complaining, like
Yeah.
you're actually creating that. But instead, if something bad happens in the morning, you just kind of like take a deep breath and say like today's going to be a good day, everything's fine. That's what's
Yeah. Exactly, and it's the opposite, end of that spectrum with the affirmations that you're attracting to. Like what you said with stubbing your toe, it's something that happens, and then usually that negative energy carries out through your day because you started off with that bad, mantra or that bad affirmation that's creating all that negative energy. So again, yeah, taking responsibility is just a big part of this and bringing that into a conscious action. So it's just really cool to have such a young person sharing your success story. I mean, I wish I would have got into the law of attraction when I was, starting out in college and being 20 years old. It's just amazing the power of this and how readily available this information is now. So anybody can create that change that they want to see.
Yeah, I'm really happy that a lot of my followers are like in high school too. It's like I have like 13-year-olds up to like 40-year-olds coming to me, and it's
Yeah.
like crazy because there are like it doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, you have the ability to change your life and to be happy. And it's really exciting when I have younger people come to me and they are talking about how depressed they are in high school or how heartbroken they are and how my videos have like changed their life. And I'm like, it's nice to know because when I was in high school, I was in the same state. I wasn't
Yeah.
happy at all. And now I'm just glad that I can make that difference for other people.
Yes, yes. Thank you for doing that. I mean, I was in the same boat. Rough relationships in high school, long-term relationships that just created a lot of trauma. And looking back, they didn't have that outlet. I mean, I think music was the biggest thing for me back then. Thank God for music, and that's still, very, very common. We all love music. I'm just saying, these little videos and just getting into the law of attraction and these energy techniques is really powerful. And you're right. It doesn't matter what age you are. We're all rewriting that subconscious mind. Doesn't matter where you are at on your human path. We're all doing that work. So it's just exciting to see it kind of come to the mainstream, how it's coming. Yeah. Kinda,
Videos on TikTok now, like so many, and
yeah.
it's a big platform. So it's
Yeah.
good that people are bringing it on there.
Yeah. I agree. Okay, so you mentioned scripting. We mentioned affirmations. Anything else? Any other magic that you want to share about the law of attraction for anybody that's just getting interested into this?
So there's like a lot of different techniques that I do every single day. I think it's important to be consistent every day, like morning and nighttime, especially when your mind is like in that theta state. I personally, so I wake up in the morning and I'll listen to affirmations. I stay off of social media for at least like an hour because social media can be very negative. I will script, I'll meditate, I'll just, say my affirmations. I make my bed. I think that's super important when you want to like be in a high frequency. I don't know what it is, but it does help with having a good day. And I know I've heard a lot of other people say that too.
Yeah.
At night, I repeat the process. I think one of the biggest techniques is when you are falling asleep is to imagine what you desire. So say it's like getting your degree in college. You're gonna imagine your hand and but stare at your hand for a while and then close your eyes and then try to imagine your hand and then imagine that degree being handed to you, and repeat that over and over and over again, like that little scene, because your subconscious mind will remember that like little snippet, and your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's, real and what's not. So if you do that every single night, it's gonna happen. I noticed that is the most powerful technique to me.
I agree. It's a visualization technique that is powerful, and the more real you can make it, the more belief that you will bring in, more clarity that you have on what you're manifesting. That will all make it that much more powerful. One thing that I would just add to it, that people kind of get stuck on the last part of all of this, and that's just the letting go part, right? Like getting too fixated on that thing that you're manifesting. It's beautiful to have that intention and to visualize, but there's one thing that I see a lot of people doing, and that's like taking it too far and getting obsessed, and that's the ego, right? And the lower self just getting so attached to it, and that's not going to bring you results. So that's just one thing that I'm really big on, and that I just wanted to throw in there real quick, because I see a lot of people, especially in the beginning, it's like it's great to talk about the law of attraction and get excited and do these meditations and visualizations, affirmations. It's all wonderful until you're in it for a while, and people are getting stuck because they get so caught up in that thing that they're manifesting, and they forget about the actual practice and the daily work that you have to put in. Yeah.
Right. I had a girl message me today, and she was asking me about something, and then she just kept saying, like, when is it going to come? When is it going to come? When is it going to come? And I was trying to explain to her, like, you have to live in the end result and act as if you already have it, and go about your day and know that, your self-worth doesn't come from the things outside of yourself, and know that you're going to be okay either way.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing is people become so attached that they do, count on a relationship to make them happy, or count on money to make them happy. But all of that just comes from within.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest step when you're using the law of attraction, is to know that, you have to love yourself first, and you have to be grateful for what you have right now. Yeah. And you have to express that gratitude every day.
Yes, beautiful. Well said. I completely agree. The gratitude is essential, and then having that be a part of your life. I think the old way, at least what I talk about it, the language that I use is like, people were using that fake it till you make it method, and that worked, I think, in the past, and people got away with some things, which is fine. But this new energy, this, the fifth dimension, this energy that we're bringing in now demands that we have to embody that frequency. Like you said, you have to really be that thing and love yourself first before love will come into your life, or, be abundant first, just energetically, before that money will manifest, or whatever that abundance is that you're looking for. So it's a two-way road here. It's something that people, I think they get caught in the manifestation part because it's exciting and it's cool and it sounds attractive, and then they're on the path and they realize they have all this stuff, that they have to deal with, their own emotions, their own, karma is what I would call, that they have to deal with it before they can kind of get into this power.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a big, big step. And I think that is the biggest thing that people get stuck on, for sure. But it gets easier as you go. And I noticed, like, when I first started out, all I wanted was, like, love. Like, all I wanted was, like, this guy back and all this stuff. And once I started just scripting about myself. I was like, why would I be a good partner? Why am I a good person? What do I want to bring into the world? What do I want to bring to other people? And then I met someone else unexpectedly, without, like, just waiting every single day for someone to come into my life. Yeah. So I think that's a huge thing too. Especially, I think a lot of the questions I get are about love.
Oh yeah.
Like, on my channel, because a lot of them are like high schoolers or college students, and I mean, that's like one of the biggest things in life, I think, for most people, is love, which isn't a bad thing at all. It's a great thing, but it's so important to love yourself, because how are you going to love someone else and take care of someone else if you can't take care of yourself first?
Exactly. That's the bigger picture here, is it's not going to come from the outside, right? You have to focus on developing that within, and then everything becomes a reflection of that, and then you raise your vibration, and then that person on the same level as you automatically attracts to you, and you don't really have to put in the effort into it at all. So it's actually quite the opposite from that stereotypical sense of the law of attraction, where you're just like visualizing so hard and picturing this thing and like it's quite the opposite. If you're doing those techniques techniques, that's the the ego. That's you got to get yourself out of the way. It's something I know, especially in the beginning. I mean, I had the same thing in high school. Super emotional, heart centered person, and the breakups are real, and you long for that. And I think a common mistake is you look for yourself in the other person, right, in your partner, and instead of that, we just need to go within, and I would say meditate, even though that's a very general word. I'm just saying meditation is that tool that's going to help you go within and just be happy and love yourself, and then go outside to the world from that point.
Exactly. Yeah. I used to think before I got into the law of attraction, I used to think it was so cliche when people would say, like, love yourself first before, you bring someone else into your life. But it's just true. It's life. And it's on a spiritual level, like, it's very true.
100%. And I can be a full testament for that as well. You have to put in that work and really love yourself, because you're simply not going to be happy with that person, even if you did attract another love into your life wherever you were at that unhappy, negative mindset. So it's definitely worth it. I know it's not comfortable. It's not going to be comfortable, but that's what growth is all about. So for people, listening and watching, I know they're in the same boat, and soulmates are real, twin flames are real. All this stuff is real. It's not that Hollywood-esque, movie style. It's a little bit deeper, as far as the practice and the energy that it takes. Awesome. Yeah, cool. I get a lot of that same stuff too. Soulmates, a lot of the love. People want that love. And like I said, just go within. Don't seek it from the outside. That's the biggest thing. And then the law of attraction and everything that has to do with that technique will be amplified, because then you're not seeking it from the outside any longer. Yeah. Awesome. Well, let me ask you if you have any, tips for somebody, like a particular affirmation, maybe, or just one thing to kind of leave everybody while we wrap it up. And if somebody's, they're practicing the law of attraction, they're scripting, but they're just not getting what they want in life, what do they do?
So, first thing, you have to understand that everything you want already exists. And like I said, like, really go from within. Like, I write a gratitude list every single day. If I don't write a gratitude list, I just say out loud what I'm grateful for. And I've noticed things come much faster when I'm just appreciative. I take a deep breath and, like, I'm going to be okay either way. I believe that it's always this or something better. Sometimes you think you really need something, and but your higher self sometimes you'll see that sometimes it's something better. Sometimes you'll be grateful that that thing didn't happen, and I've noticed that too. If something doesn't come just like that, again, focus on the end result. Don't live in, you know, what's happening in the middle or what's happening that. Say, like, if it's getting your degree. I don't know why I always use that as an example, but
It's good.
imagine imagine that degree being handed to you. Imagine yourself being in that job. Imagine yourself having that money. Focus on the feeling too. And what you focus on, it expands. So focus on the good. Don't continuously say, like, oh, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Because it's just going to keep happening. So focus on the good. What you focus on expands. Do your best to detach, and you know uh, know that your self-worth doesn't come from the things outside of yourself. You're all great people. And I don't know what your other question was.
That was good.
Scripting, I think the biggest thing is people ask me, should I do it every single day? And I think when you're scripting, you should feel good. You should never feel forced to do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if you are sitting there and you are just like, I don't even want to be writing right now, I think just take a break. Even just reading your entries out loud every day is fine. If you have, like, one favorite entry of yours, I recommend reading that in the morning, reading it at night, because it can be just as powerful. People also ask me if they can write on their phones, and I think that if you absolutely, like, have to, and you just, like, have no way of getting a journal or a pencil, then yeah. But I think it shows a lot of commitment, and it shows that you really want this thing. You're really sticking with it, and you're showing the universe, you're showing God that, like, I want this, like, and I'm gonna work hard for it. Write and read. Write or read it. I think a lot of people get lazy with it too. And I think, if you really want something and if you really desire it and if you really believe it's already yours, you're going to take that effort to just visualize or say your affirmations. It's not weird to say your affirmations out loud in the mirror. It's completely normal. I know when I first started, I was kind of like, if someone saw me doing this right now. But now, like, I get my friends to do it. I'll literally stand if they're sad or something, I'll stand in the mirror with them and be like, say, tell yourself you're beautiful, little
Yes.
things like that. So it's just the little steps. Start off by reading some books, watching some YouTube videos. I think watch YouTube videos first and then watch The Secret, because I think The Secret does leave some things out about how it's not so much your thoughts, in my opinion. I think it's more of your feelings and your energy and your frequency. I think that's another thing people get really confused on, is if I keep thinking something bad, no, not necessarily. It's more of the feeling that goes into it.
Yeah, it's our programming based off our environment. There's just a lot of movies out there, a lot of things, social media feeds, people you're following, YouTube videos, whatever that people are consuming. So it's really hard to, put something positive into your consciousness when that is around your environment 24/7. So definitely practice that discernment and clear up your social media feed and unfollow the people that aren't, bringing positive influence into your life, and the movies that you're watching, the TV shows, whatever your kind of normal habits are on a day to day, just address that and restructure that to create that manifestation process. Yeah.
Go on a walk in nature and put your phone in your pocket and really just be in the moment. I think is another really important thing, is to live in the present moment and really appreciate what's around you. And I've been, a lot of the times I'll have my book bag and I'll put my phone in my book bag and I'll just go on a long walk, just breathe, talk out loud, pray. I'm pretty religious, so I pray every day too. Sometimes I'll meditate outside, and it really is a beautiful thing, and you'll appreciate your life so much more when you start doing stuff like that.
Yes, I agree completely. Yeah, that's since you mentioned the religious part, so I want to ask you just one question real quick. I know you've been getting it, I've been getting it. Is spirituality and the law of attraction satanic or demonic?
I laugh at this question, and I get it every day. And
Me too.
I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian, so I of course get backlash from Christians. Sometimes some Christians are super supportive about it, but yeah. I'm just no, and this is where I think I need people need to wake up to the fact that it's really just life, and there's so much to it. I think it's really just people are kind of brainwashed in a way to think that this stuff is demonic, and it's not. I know so many people that have been doing this for years are so old, and they have never had a bad experience. Yeah. I know it's made me the happiest I've ever been in my entire life. I personally think it's not even really logical that people are saying that, because you are literally just reprogramming your subconscious mind. If you're religious, you think of it, I tell a lot of my Christian friends, you are praying to God, but you're believing that you're already worthy of these things, and that you already have it. And what does it say in the Bible? Ask, believe, and you shall receive. So, believe that you're worthy. I believe that God wants you to believe that you're worthy for this stuff. I think, why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't God want you to be happy? And I think when people comment that stuff, it just confuses me, because I'm just as a Christian, I feel like you should know that God is more powerful than anything in the world. I think, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I never want to sound offensive or anything.
No, you're not being offensive. Like I said, I get it every day. I get it every day too. It's like, oh, can I be Christian and practice the law of attraction? Can I be Christian and be spiritual? I get those questions every day. So I agree with you. It's the same thing. And you're right about the brainwashing and the programming. And it's just people, they see you being happy, and there's that part of them that they're like, oh man, I am upset that she's happy, and I'm, it's that jealousy. It's the those lower vibrations, the old self being purged out, and they are like backlashing at you, and they're going to blame whatever because you don't fit into their little box anymore, right? You're their box of what Christian people should look like, and you just shattered it, and now you're going to get the backlash for it. Same with me, because I have a beard or dreadlocks or whatever reason that I don't fit into their box, they're going to just, backlash. So it's not our problem, right? It's all on them. We have to be the mirror and reflect it back and get people to understand and wake up to that truth. I don't think we can, hide or shun or dim our light at all because of what other people are doing, right? So at the end of the day, I just had to ask you because I know you're getting it every day. I'm getting it every day. So it must be the general, belief of the, at least, younger generation. So it has to be talked about. Yeah, I hear you. I dance with that, yeah, every day, and it's something. I mean, I talk about it, just for simply being vegan for almost 12 years now. You know what I mean? Just that alone strikes a chord for people. Like I said, we could talk about this all day, and I do that on purpose to rattle their cage a little bit because we have to do that. And I used to do it on purpose, especially in the beginning of my awakening. It was kind of fun and it didn't really help anybody. I'll admit I was just doing it for my own satisfaction, just to pop people's reality bubbles. But at the same time, you have to just be yourself, be authentic. And like I said, when you have that happiness and you're just excited about life, people are going to ask you questions. They're going to be like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And if it doesn't fit into their little box, you're going to get talked about, right? So it's not really fun. It's just something what, unfortunately social media is. People are going to say things that they wouldn't normally talk about in real life, right? They wouldn't say those things to your face. So that's the reality, and you just have to remember that, and it's just going to be the process. And you're right, those seeds that you're planting are real, and people will wake up eventually. It's not up to you, the who, what, how, when, or why. It's just up to you to just keep shining bright and don't let anybody dim your light.
Right, exactly. I remember when I first got into it, I was also like, what is this like weird, like I don't know, stuff. And then I read or I watched Jake Ducey's video about like the Bible and stuff, and it made me a lot more comfortable. And then I just realized I watched The Secret, I watched so many like documentaries and videos about it, and I just realized that it really is just life, and it does make so much sense. And I looked back on my life in high school and how I would react to things and the energy that I would put out, and you know I would never tell any, like, the trauma that you went through and stuff like that is not your fault, like, no. Which I think a lot of people get confused on too. But there are stuff that like I can see why it happened, if that, because at the time, like, I was brainwashed. I all I really believed at the time was that I wasn't good enough. And that's the biggest thing, is it's just limiting beliefs.
100%. That's all I see. I mean, all the coaching that I do, all the people, it's self-limiting beliefs, and people, and the self-worth is huge, and it's the root of a lot of people's suffering. So yes, it's what I call the cosmic view, or the witness mode. When you can really get into that meditation practice and develop that space every day, that will give you the willpower and the energy to look at these things from that cosmic view. You cannot look at them from your lower self while you're in that trauma, and expect it to be good for you. right? It's just not possible. It's only going to take time to meet to mend that wound, and then you can meditate and get the clarity and be like, oh wow, this happened. Trust me, I've done that many times. For the most, it's not about comparing. I'm just saying we all have our trauma that brought us to this place. So you have to take the time to go within and understand that cosmic view. Otherwise, you will continue to be in that victim mindset and blame other people for the things that happened in your life. So that's what I go for. I call going from the consumer to the creator. There's a lot of people consume, just it's very subconscious. They're just in this very reactive mode of life 24/7, blaming other people for everything. Poor me. And then that switch turns on and you become the creator, and it's night and day difference.
Yeah, exactly. And I say the biggest affirmation is like, I love myself. I love the physical body that I'm in, and I'm
Yes.
worthy of everything that I desire. And that's something I tell my followers to say every single day, because it is important. Love yourself, love the physical
Yes.
body that you're in, be grateful to be in this physical body. And, you know, your beauty is like an extension of what comes from within too.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
important to love yourself and to love others.
Yeah. 100%. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for coming on, Lena. Appreciate you. Let's send some people over to your TikTok. Just shout out your handle and all the digital amazing stuff you're putting out on the internet these days.
Thank you. My TikTok is Lina Sarah LOA. So LINASARALOA. Yep. And I'll be posting YouTube videos soon too. I'll eventually come out
Good.
with that. So I'm excited.
Yes. You should. You should. I'll put all that in the description too so people can find you. Yeah.
Thank
Awesome.
you so much.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for coming on, and namaste.
Namaste. Have a good day.
You too.